After almost 200 hours in Fallout 2, I thought I'd seen it all, until I discovered the Restoration Project. What I found might just be the definitive Fallout 2 experience. Fallout 2 Restoration Project is a fan-made mod expansion that reintroduces cut content from the original game. We're talking about new characters, locations, and quests, essentially a whole new layer to the game. For this playthrough, I'll be playing an unarmed character with high agility. My goal is to showcase all the special encounters and Easter eggs I missed in my initial run. And here's the best part, I'll be highlighting differences between the restored version and the original game. I'll be streaming it live on my Twitch and YouTube channels, so feel free to join me and be a part of the action. Now let's jump in and check out what's new.
Build a dream on when I'm alone with my...
Let's go to the Enclave Oil Rig. Okay, so we gone up a level. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up my science skill up to 125. I think your science skill needs to be 125 to read. There's a report you can read from one of the terminals here. And I'm just going to save the rest of my skill points just in case I need them. But yeah, we're at level 29. And let's go in. Okay, so this is kind of like the final battle area right here. Alright, let's go and read this terminal here. Welcome to PoseidoNet. Enter menu selection. Alright, let's log on. Enter user ID. Let me try this. List users. Listing. The terminal displays a list of about 500 names. Okay, so how about I go with this one? This has better than average access. Murray T. Select AEC, Atomic Power Plant Operations. Security status. So we can download the... I guess this is a report. We can download it to our Pip-Boy. Download complete. That's pretty much all we can do for now at this terminal. Basically what this does, we have the power plant operations, and basically what does this say? I forgot. Vault Tech's new uranium nuclear reactor has been working. Okay, so this just gives you a clue on how to blow this place up. Okay. Yeah, so it says, in the meantime, let's just make sure no one blows up our computers. But yeah, that's how you take this place out. You just take out the computers and everything blows up, I guess. I guess that's how it works. Okay, so these turrets do not shoot you for now. These turrets are... I believe these turrets make the Frank Horrigan battle really difficult. Alright, so I'm going to tell my companions to stay here.
Yep.
Because I cannot run around this main base with them following me. The Enclave will shoot me. I believe in this direction, I believe these are going to be like the sleeping and recreational area for the soldiers. So I'm not going to go down there. I believe down here is where the research area is. So I did pick up some dynamite with me. I'm going to be needing that to blow up some the computers here. And I brought with me a super toolkit so I can disable the electrical floors. Later on in this area, there's going to be electrified floors that you can disable. If you have like a tool or something. Alright. Stop stomping those grapes. What in the world is he talking about? Holodeck clear. Apparently they have a holodeck. What's up here? There's just ammunition. I don't really need anything from these lockers. So it looks like they got people in vault suits here. Wonder where these people came from. The project is our salvation. And oh, it looks like they have a place where they're doing experiments over here. Let's see if we can talk to one of these people. You see a researcher. What do you want? Don't you have anything better to do? So I wonder what this guy has. Oh, he has stim packs and he has some ammunition. So I imagine he has a weapon on him. Okay, what else is around here? We got some sleeping quarters over up here. Okay, so here is where the villagers are being detained or held at. So here's the elder of your village.
Chosen one, how did you get here?
I've come to rescue you.
Careful, do not touch the glow wall. I think the machine that feeds it is beneath us. Destroy it so we may escape. How did you get here?
I have a ship.
If you destroy the machine, we will find the ship. Hurry, there are not many of us left.
What happened?
Men came to our village in flying machines and took us. There were others too, from the Holy 13. I thought we were saved. I thought we were going to heaven.
And then what happened?
Then they brought us here, to hell. They have killed most of us with something they call FEV. They will kill us all before they are through. Do you know what must be done, Chosen One?
FEV?
That is what they call it. They stick needles into our skin like stim packs. But then terrible things happen. Then
What?
Then the skin bubbles like maggots beneath it. Boils grow and burst. Blood runs from your ears and your tongue swells. Those who are lucky choke to death. Those who are not,
They'll definitely
you
pay.
must destroy the machine and kill the devils in this place. We will meet you outside. And Chosen One, if you have not found the Gek, seek it here. Our freedom is nothing if we cannot save our village. Now go.
Okay, goodbye. I think we already have a Gek. But I guess we can go ahead and pick another one up. So who's this guy here? I think there's another guy I can talk to here. Did you escape? Here we go. Hello there, I'm Martin Frobisher. I speak for these people. Thank God you're here. Nice outfits, just like mine. Who are you people? They took us from our vault because they wanted test subjects for the antidote. They needed people from outside the Enclave and who were still pure strain humans. So they took us. They took you? How? From where? They came to the front door of the vault. Somehow they already knew the security code. They just opened the door and their armored troopers marched us into vertibirds and flew us here. Then the experiments began. He shudders. The vault? Which vault are you from? Why, Vault 13, of course. I went there looking for a Gek. So yeah, these people are from Vault 13. A Gek. We must have a couple of them. You're welcome to one. I think I saw some troopers loading one of our Geks into a vertibird. You saw them load a Gek? Do you know where they put it? I don't know exactly where they put it, but I did hear them say that they were going to leave it in the barrier level. Just below this level, I think. Ah, I see. Let me ask you something else. So we can ask him about... Well, let's go ahead and ask him about whether or not he's the overseer. We don't use that term anymore. There used to be an overseer many years ago, but he did a bad thing and many of our people left the vault, only to die in the waste, I'm sure. He was tired and sentenced to death for his crime. We haven't used the title since. I don't blame you. I understand that an overseer kicked my ancestor, the Vault Dweller, out into the waste. The Vault Dweller? How long ago was that? Say, about 80 years, perhaps? Yes, it was 80 years ago. How did you know that? So, it looks like, I guess the villagers of Arroyo and these Vault 13 Vault Dwellers are kind of related to each other. 80 years ago, a hero saved our vault, and then the Overseer exiled him. Others followed him into exile, and they were never heard from again. We remember the event with shame. Hey, you're talking about my ancestor, and the people who founded my village. They all come from the vault of the Holy 13. Incredible. That's our vault. Once again, the people of the vault must rely upon, this time the great-grandson of the Vault Dweller to save us. I wish I knew how to save you. To turn off these force fields, I think you're going to have to turn off the main power supply. How the heck am I going to manage that? I've been listening, and I think the power reactor is controlled by a large computer 3 levels below us. If you manage to blow that up, it should turn off the power, and we can go free. Great idea. I think I can use my explosives to blow up the computer. Then you can run topside to my ship. I'll be right behind you, I think. I think that says behind. Thank you, Godspeed, and good luck to you, friend. Okay. So we just gotta blow up some computers. I'm gonna go back up here. I want to pick up that 2mm ammunition. We can also get some rare weapons here. I believe in one of the armories here you can get like a Avenger minigun. I think that's going to be one of the best miniguns you can get in the game. But I'm not going to get that one because I don't really use the minigun. Okay, so let's see. So I think the ammunition is going to be in one of these lockers here. Okay, there's nothing here. Yeah, I'm not sure what these people are doing. I think they're like they're like doing some kind of inspection or something. That's what it looks like. I don't need that. Nothing in here. Here we go. Let's take that. Ooh, stim packs. And a super stim pack. Let's take that. More ammunition. Take this. So we got 200. So that's a good amount. As well take this too. So up here, in this locker here, you can get some plastic explosives if you didn't bring any explosives. And some more weaponry up here. I think in one of these lockers you can get some power armor. It's going to be the older model. Okay, it's this area here. So I think in one of these side rooms you can get the best power armor in the game. It's going to be similar to, what is this called? The advanced, so it's going to be Advanced Power Armor Mark II. Okay, I'm going to save first because the floors are electrified. Not sure what the purpose of this area is for the Enclave, because the soldiers can't move around in this area because the floors are electrified. I imagine this is supposed to be like a trap area or something. So I think I gotta go here first. And I gotta run over here. And over here to this side area here. Down here. Okay. And this should be the last room. I'm going to try to disable the electric floors. You're too inept to cut the correct wire. There we go. So if you forgot to pick up any tools when you came here, I think one of the scientists, they have tools on them. I forget which one. Let's go ahead and open this final door. Okay, so if I remember right, one of these computer terminals here, you can use repair on them, and you can get like a weapon or something. And it's dependent on your tag skill. Alright, I'll just come back here later and check the rest of the terminals. Let's see what's over here. So yeah, how did these people get out of here if the floors are electrified? What do we got here? We got a plasma rifle. I don't really need that. A flamer. Ammunition. I'll go ahead and take the stim packs. Wonder what these people say. No loitering. Move along. Section 7 clear. Nope, there's nothing else there. I think there's going to be a Gek in one of these lockers. Oh, here we go. Well, that's going to be the second Gek I picked up. Wait, does this guy say anything? Section B all clear. I wonder what he's referring to. Okay, so I want to try to get this other area over here opened. I think I gotta go over here to reset everything. Yep, there we go. And I gotta go down here. Actually, let me check this. Let me check this console first. Forgot to check these. I guess I can't get the special weapon. Oh, here we go. You seem to have dislodged something here. So what do I get? Alright, so I got a YK-42B pulse rifle, so this is going to be the best energy rifle in the game. I don't really need it though. Honestly, I can't even use it, because I'm not proficient in energy weapons. Let's go over here. Alright, so the door over here should be opened. Alright. So I think... Oh, there's some super stim packs here. I'll take those. I think the best power armor is going to be right here. Advanced Power Armor Mark II. So can I open this? Yep, alright. So if I remember right, if you don't pick up the Gek, you can't come up here. So you always got to pick up the Gek. Alright, so what does this guy say? Section B all clear? Section B all clear. Let me see. I'm pretty low on health. Let me go ahead and heal up real quick. So this is going to be the presidential area or level. I'm just going to talk to the president for a little while. I'm not going to kill him. I'm just going to ask him some questions, and then I'm gonna get this scientist guy to kind of kill everybody here. Okay, it looks like this guy's the... I think this guy is the vice president. Hello, trooper. What are you doing in the vice president's office? I'm just on a routine patrol, sir. Carry on then, trooper, carry on. You lads are doing a great service. We are ready for any unforeseen event that may or may not occur. Huh? Tell me, how do you spell psycho? With a P or without? With. Of course you do, of course. Any loyal citizen of these great United States would do the same. Why is that? We have to work together because if we don't succeed, we run the risk of failure. Well, maybe your failure wouldn't be such a bad thing. I mean that we wouldn't want to go back to tomorrow. We want to go forward. Isn't that the only way to go? Yes, I like that direction. I've made good judgments in the past. I've made good judgments in the future. So by all means, let's go in that direction. This guy's kind of strange. I believe we are on an irreversible trend towards more freedom and democracy, but that could change. The polluted environment of the waste could use a little freedom for a change. I can't take it anymore. You just gotta be killed. Looks like he just says stuff. Don't be silly. It isn't pollution that's harming the environment. It's the impurities in our air and water that are doing it. I really have to be going. Carry on, trooper. The future will be better tomorrow. Alright. Whatever. Let's go ahead and close that door. Might as well talk to the president. You see a man in a suit. He is staring into space. Like he's looking at you, but he ain't looking at you. And you see the head of the free world, the President of the United States.
Well, hello there. Glad to make time for one of our gallant troopers, but I am rather busy, so, what can the President of the United States of America do for you?
President? Who are you anyway?
I am the President of the United States of America. The Vice President is in the office outside. If you belonged here, you'd know that. Who are you, and what are you doing here?
I believe this guy can aggro on you if you choose the wrong dialogue option. Vice President, you mean that drooling idiot next door? Let's see what happens if we go with this.
Vice President Byrd may look like a drooling idiot, but I'll have you know, that man's a national hero.
To you, probably.
He's one of the bravest men I know. He volunteered to try one of the early versions of the FEV toxin antidote. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out the way we'd hoped.
Oh, so that's why he's stupid. You mean that wasn't what you hoped for?
It's tiny mocking minds like yours that prove the superiority of real humans over mutants.
He's still a gibbering idiot.
He may yet come around. In fact, there may even be some unforeseen benefits. His spelling ability has actually improved.
I'm happy for you. But why did you call me a mutant?
Because you are. Your tribe's DNA has changed since your ancestor left the vault. Unavoidable. All that background radiation you've been exposed to.
Okay, so I'm a mutant. Guess what, smart guy? You're about to become a dead, pure strain human. Let's not threaten him. Creatures change all the time. It's called evolution. Without that, change you and I would still be 2 bits of protoplasmic goo.
Very moving. But the radical changes your villagers and other mutants show is a far cry from the gradual changes of natural evolution.
Maybe we're changing into a better version of the human race. Did you ever think of that?
It's very possible, indeed. In which case, our mission is even more vital to the survival of the human race.
So what do you mean by that?
I don't think this tired old planet's big enough for 2 top dogs. If it's us or you, well, I'm going to choose us.
I don't think you get to make that kind of choice.
As the embodiment of the executive branch, I bear the burden of ensuring the survival and prosperity of the United States and of humanity itself. A heavy burden. And yet, if it means the return of the Earth to our children and to their children, I bear it gladly.
How do you intend to do that? What are you doing here?
You really don't know, do you? Let me tell you about mankind's salvation. A little history first.
Go on, Mr. President.
There was a great war, long before we were born. Our gallant soldiers fought from the Yukon to the Yangtze.
Yeah, I know about that part. Go
We
on.
were winning, too. And then those damn Reds launched. We barely got our birds up. Well, no, it didn't. But at least it knocked the damn Red Menace back into the Stone Age.
And us with it.
Well, no, not quite. You see, we had planned ahead. We were ready.
What do you mean?
We had a number of sanctuaries that would enable the glorious American civilization to endure. This facility, the vaults, were part of the great plan.
Those damn vaults didn't work the way they were supposed to. A lot of people in them died.
Actually, they worked almost exactly the way they were supposed to. You might call it a social experiment.
And
Grand scale.
an experiment?
The vaults were set up to test humanity. Some had not enough food synthesizers. Others had only men in them. Yet others were designed to open after only 6 months. They each had a unique set of circumstances designed to test the occupants.
What about Vault 13? What was its purpose?
Vault 13 was a special case. It was supposed to remain closed until the subjects were needed. Vault 13 was, in scientific parlance, a control group.
But they would have all died if my ancestor didn't get them a replacement water chip. That doesn't seem to fit in with your plan.
An unfortunate and unforeseen accident. However, as it turns out, a rather fortuitous one.
What do you mean?
As it turns out, we needed test subjects from untainted pre-war human stock, your ancestors in Vault 13, and some freshly mutated stock, the villagers from Arroyo.
Why?
For the project. It's almost ready. Humanity's salvation is almost at hand, and the United States of America will be the progenitor of that rebirth.
So what does he mean?
The only way for true humans and democracy to be safe is to cleanse the mutants from the globe. We humans will take back that which is rightfully ours.
Cleanse the mutants? That sounds a bit drastic. How are you going to do that?
We found a research facility in operational shape about 70 years ago, a former military base that had been used to research a special virus.
Oh, he's talking about Mariposa. A virus.
Yes, the FEV virus. It was originally developed to turn soldiers into super warriors, but it failed. The warriors were tough and strong, but far too stupid. However, our brilliant chemical corps altered it.
Altered the virus? Why?
To turn it into a staggeringly effective killer. Any humanoid that isn't inoculated against its effects before its release will die. That is the project.
That is insane.
That's humanity's last, best hope. That's what we've been working towards all these years.
Great, so you have all this poison and no way to spread it around.
Oh, but that's one of the advantages of the FEV virus. We can release it right here, and the jet stream will carry it worldwide. It'll have plenty of time to cleanse every nook and cranny of the globe.
Looks like we gotta stop these guys. Okay, then why did you have to kidnap my villagers and the people of Vault 13?
Test subjects? Your villagers are all descended from Vault stock, and we had to make sure that the FEV toxin was still effective. The subjects from Vault 13 test that, and an inoculation against the FEV.
You're not testing the inoculation on my people?
It's hardly necessary. I'm sure we could, and it would work, but there's no reason to do so.
So did it ever occur to you that what you're doing is wrong?
Never. Part of the president's job is to make the tough decisions. A lot of near-humans will sacrifice their lives for the return of humanity. Humans will prevail.
Just because everyone out there doesn't have an exact copy of your DNA, that doesn't give you a license to exterminate them.
Oh, I don't relish this decision. If there was another way, but there isn't. No price is too high for the survival of the human race. If you were human, you'd feel the same way.
You really believe that?
Yes, I do. Even killing me won't help you. There's nothing you can do to stop the release.
Well, let's see what we can do. Maybe I'll just figure out a way to give you a taste of your own medicine. We'll just see about that. I've got things to do. Goodbye, President Richardson. Okay, so, well, on top of rescuing the villagers, we got to figure out how to stop this this poison from getting spread around the world and killing everyone. So I think this guy over here is going to help us. So yeah, here's the bomb, the nuclear bomb. If we had the red access card, we could set this off. Actually, the red access card and the presidential access key, we can set this thing off. And it will detonate in 5 seconds. So, alright, so we see Dr. Curling, head of the United States Chemical Corps. Welcome to the Chemical Corps Section Trooper. I am Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Charles Curling. Now that we've been introduced, get the hell out of my lab. I'm not who you think I am. I'm Chris Rock from Arroyo, and we got something to talk about. Well, Chris Rock, I don't know how you escaped your cell, but I don't think we have anything to talk about. That's where you're wrong. A couple of times. You need to talk to me? Who are you? And why should I spend time talking to you? I'm from Arroyo, and I need to talk to you about saving thousands of lives. I don't see that there's much I need to talk about with a mutant. Soon, when real humans retake the planet for their own, you'll just be another unfortunate reminder of the war. Real humans? What are you talking about? I'm as human as you are. No, not really. You're actually rather different. At least your DNA is. A rather unfortunate effect of generations of background radiation, I assume. So, what if our DNA is a little different? Oh, your DNA is more than just a little different. It's quite different. If I weren't so pressed for time by the project, I'd be interested in running further tests on your people. Other than the FEV toxicology study, of course. Fascinating work, really. Okay, how's our DNA different? There are a number of primarily very subtle changes. I haven't had the time to look into the ramifications of the changes yet, though. Also, I've had to backtrack to isolate your initial gene stock before I could hazard any ideas on the direction of the changes we are taking. All in all, though, the information is clear enough. What is clear enough? What information? Why, the information that you and your tribe are no longer human, of course. Since your tribe has only been out of a vault, let's see, Vault 13, was it? For some 80-odd years, anyone out longer is certain to have been even more compromised. Yes, I'm afraid that the conclusion is unavoidable. Conclusion? Why, I thought that I had made myself perfectly clear. The conclusion that you and all your kind are no longer human. In order to retake the Earth and to maintain the integrity of the human race, all you mutants will have to be destroyed. What do you mean? The project that the Enclave has dedicated itself to these past several decades has been the re-establishment of the human race upon the continental United States. God bless America. That doesn't sound as though it would take decades to achieve. Oh, just establishing an outpost wouldn't take long. We've already done that at Navarro. But It has taken a long time to work out the proper method for the eradication procedure. Eradication procedure? Why yes, we can't move back to the mainland, only to risk contamination by all of the mutated near-humans there. In order to make the United States safe for humanity, all the mutants must first be exterminated. What? Are you insane? That's monstrous. I don't think so. I prefer to see it as a social Darwinism. Darwinism at its finest. The survival of those best able to assure their own reproduction. The success of future generations of the whole human race depends on us. Change is probably the one universal constant. Just because we're different doesn't make us bad. If anything, we're living proof of humanity's resilience. As such, we deserve to survive even more than your people do. I haven't ever stopped to think about it that way. Please, give me a minute while I think this over very carefully. That's okay, take your time. It's a big concept to swallow. I hate to admit this, but you may be right. What we've been planning all along just isn't right. I was so blinded by trying to overcome the obstacles that I didn't think about the morality of my quest. Well, now that you thought it through, you should destroy the toxin. No, that wouldn't work. Why not? Because they just start over. Even with me dead, there's enough data between here and Navarro to assure that they could replicate my work. Only something more drastic will be enough. More drastic? What do you mean? The Enclave must be destroyed. Completely destroyed. If we're not, then we'll just pick up the pieces and start over somewhere else. I'm sorry to hear that, Doctor. How do you suggest that the Enclave be destroyed? I think the best way is to just release the FEV toxin into the air filtration system, since the Enclave is a sealed system that should take care of everyone. What about my people, or me, or you for that matter? I can release the antidote into the air system for all these cells. The detention level is served by a separate air system from the rest of the Enclave. Everyone will think that I'm just running another test. I can inoculate directly here and now. He reaches for you with a syringe. Ow. Thanks, Doc. What happened when the FEB toxin is released? It's not pretty. You should leave as soon as possible. But I'd rather have the weight of 1,000 on my conscience than several 100,000. Our time is running through here. We had our chance. So how can I free my people from the detention area? I think we already know how to do that. You should probably shut down the power. I know that the reactor is controlled by a large computer near the reactor bay, but I don't know exactly what you need to do to shut the reactor down. Well, thanks for the information. When the stars threw down the spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee? What's he talking about? Oh, just something I remembered from a long dead poet. I was just wondering if there's still a place for those who've worked towards such a dark end for so long. Our time is over. Yours has just begun. Get going. Alright, so he just released the poisonous toxins into the main base. I'm gonna wait an hour before I go down to the reactor area. Apparently only 24 minutes have passed in game. Oh, and there goes everyone. Whenever these guys die, I kind of feel like you should get more experience for doing that. Okay. So, let's see. I should be able to just drop this here. I don't think it really matters how much time you have when you set this thing. Alright, let's get out of here. There we go. So now the countdown has started, and I gained 10,000 experience points for blowing up the computers. I was about to say no one suspects me, but I think the president does. So I will be trying to convince these Enclave soldiers to help me fight against Frank Horgan over here. There he is. He has 999 HP. You see a huge man-like creature glaring at you with a look of pure hatred. So I think I'm going to have enough time to beat him. Alright, let's see if I can convince this guy to help me. Alt, what are you doing here? I'm trying to get back to my people. Well, you know that freak, Agent Horgan, just stormed past here. He's waiting for someone to try and make a break for it. Who's that? He's some genetically engineered freak is what he is. Used to be the president's bodyguard, Secret Service agent Frank Horgan. Now he's more than half machine. Sounds like bad news. Oh, that he is, and worse, he's going to mop the floor with you. With you? He's tough, fast, and just plain mean. I've seen what he likes to do to mutants, and it ain't pretty. So how does he know we're a mutant? I'm not a mutant, and what did he do? I don't like to talk about it. It gives me the nightmares. Let's just say that those walls aren't covered with rust exactly. Oh, wow. It's blood. Alright, that's the understatement of the year. I pity ya, pal. Really do. Let's see if I can convince this guy. Pity me? You should feel bad for yourself. Your power plant's control computer got fried, and now you're heading for a meltdown. You're all dead men unless... Unless what? Unless you help me get past Horgan to get to my ship. Okay, I can't talk for everyone, but my squad and I will do our best to help you put that freak Horgan away for good. I don't want to drown like no rat. Good thinking. Let's go get him. We got to get out of here. Alright, now these guys will help us. Looks like there's 4 of them. Okay, so who am I gonna give? Actually, I need to change my armor. Yeah, let's go ahead and change my armor. There we go. Now we're wearing the best armor. I'm gonna give my previous armor to Solik. Okay, everybody's following me now. So, I think... You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and initiate dialogue with Frank Horgan. Just to show off his dialogue. He doesn't have that much dialogue or stuff to say, but it's been a while since I last seen it.
You've gotten a lot farther than you should have, but then you haven't met Frank Horgan either. Your ride's over, Mutie. Time to die.
Huh? Frank who?
Me, Frank Horgan. That's who. United States Secret Service. You aren't going anywhere from here.
Let's go with this one. I'm not going anywhere till I stomp your ugly mug out of existence. Alright, let's see if I can... Let's see if I can get some more dialogue out of him. Damn. Yeah, I'm already crippled.
Making our reactor meltdown means that things are going to be pretty hot in here soon. Pity you won't live long enough to see it. You're not a hero. You're just a walking corpse.
There's only one mutant here, and that's you. Time to die. You talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? I don't think so. Yeah, so Frank Corrigan, he doesn't really have too much to say. He's dead set on trying to kill you. So Frank Corrigan, he doesn't attack you until you walk into this area here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to attack this turret first, because this is going to be the easiest turret to kill without getting killed. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so I think we're good now. As long as I get past the first turn without anyone dying, I think I'm good. Yep, there we go. Marcus killed the second turret. Actually, the third one. That's going to be the third turret that got destroyed. Yep, there goes Marcus. So all three of these turrets are dead. I just need to... Can I have a turn? So somehow I gotta figure out a way to kill these last two. Actually, there's a third one here. I think these guys will kill this turret down here. How am I going to kill these two turrets up here? I'm just going to have to hope for Marcus to start shooting at them. I need to heal up. Let's see. I'll take a super stim pack. Okay. And yeah, I should probably just run up to that turret. Okay, so that one's dead. I'm still not going to be able to attack this turret up here. I don't have enough action points. Uh-oh. One of the Enclave dudes he's out of commission. Okay, I think I should be able to kill this. There we go. So all we need to do now is just to focus on Frank Corrigan. Massive damage, Frank. Frank Corrigan should be almost dead. Let's see. Wow. He only has 31 more hit points. And only one person died. So that's good. Right, Let's run up. Actually, can I? Yep. I can run up to this guy and punch him. I should probably this probably should be the finishing blow. Nope, not quite. There we go. God damn. Why does his body explode like that? Alright, and...
You haven't won here. You and your muty bastard friends are gonna join me in a big ol' mushroom cloud send-off. I just triggered the self-destruct. The work will go on. You didn't do nothing here except seal your own death warrants. Duty. Honor. Courage. Semper Fi.
There goes Frank Horgan's head. I just feel like fighting Frank Horgan with the turrets, with the turrets disabled, it's going to be too easy. So this is my first time trying to kill him without disabling those turrets. All right, so it looks like we can't loot him. You see boss legs. What? Wonder if I can loot this guy. He has a Gatling laser. I do not want any of that. Alright, so we're pretty much done with the... Oh! We get a perk this level. Okay, so what I'm going to do, after I beat the game, I'm going to show off the special encounters. So, I think the Explorer perk would be the best perk for me to do that. The mark of the Explorer is to search out new and interesting locations. With this perk, you have a greater chance of finding special places and people. Let's go ahead and take that. Yeah, we got 99 skill points. I wonder what these guys say. Every inspection's a parade. Some days it doesn't pay to get out of bed. Let's just get that lunatic. Well, we got him.
After the Enclave's destruction, the refugees of Arroyo and Vault 13 resettled, building a new community with the aid of the Garden of Eden creation kit. Finding themselves hundreds of miles from their vault, the members of Vault 13 chose to join the villagers in establishing a new community, and their technical expertise, combined with the villagers' survival skills, allowed the new settlement to grow and prosper. 2 generations of the same bloodline were reunited, and their savior, the Chosen One, became elder, presiding over the village in the years to come. Arroyo's elder lived for many years after the destruction of the Enclave. She was pleased that the ancient separation between Vault 13 and the Vault Dweller had been reconciled, and many were the times she told you that she wished the Vault Dweller were alive to have seen the reconciliation take place. The elder passed away in her sleep, certain that the safety of your new village had been secured and was now flourishing. Many of the older Arroyo residents believe that she now lives in the Vault of the Sky, telling the Vault Dwellers of your brave deeds. Relations between the Slags and the residents of Modoc flourished. Between the two peoples, Modoc prospered and became a major farming community, supplying all the outlying regions with food. With Metzger gone, slavery disappeared from the area. Becky's casino bar grew quickly, and Rebecca Dyer's reputation as an honest casino and bar owner brought her the business needed to buy out her competition and expand. The den flourished, and it soon gained a reputation for being a tough but honest community. In the years following the destruction of the Enclave, Vault City continued to stagnate, choking on its own isolationism. Its Vault 8 generator, which was never intended to support such a large population, prevented Vault City's necessary expansion. Eventually, the city was absorbed by NCR, which had spread steadily northward since its founding. Less than a month after the Enclave's destruction, a mob war broke out in New Reno streets. The Wrights, armed with an arsenal of weaponry that dated back to the pre-war years, leveled the casinos of the other families with rocket launchers. The mob war was clocked as lasting a little over 43 minutes, and when the smoke cleared, half of New Reno had been demolished. To this day, it is commonly taught that the Wright family were the founders of New Reno. Though the Wright family never completely recovered from Richard's death, the knowledge that their killer had been brought to justice eased their troubled sleep. Myron died less than a year after the defeat of the Enclave, stabbed by a Jet addict while drinking in the den. His discovery of Jet was quickly forgotten, and now there is no one who remembers his name. Optimizing Gecko's power plant became the first step in forging a spirit of cooperation between Gecko and Vault City. Gecko's increased power production became instrumental in helping Vault City's expansion. The harsh xenophobia of many of Vault City's leaders faded into obscurity, while ghoul and human labored side by side to create a center of learning and tolerance where once had stood only enmity and distrust. You still hear mention of Harold from time to time. Apparently, the tree growing from his head has gotten larger, and if rumors are to be believed, fruit is growing from it. The seeds are said to be remarkably tough, and several of them have taken root even in the most barren stretches of the wasteland. After Doc Johnson helped treat the miners during the Great Jet Scare, the citizens of Vault City voted Doc Johnson into the mayor's seat. Under the doctor's patient hand, Redding forged closer ties with Vault City until, some years later, Vault City annexed Redding, granting Vault City's citizenship to only 10% of Redding's population. With the destruction of the conspiracy to destroy the mutants, Broken Hills began to thrive. Then, the uranium ran out. The city, having lost its sole reason for existing, slowly dispersed. The residents carried their riches with them, leaving the place a windswept, desolate ghost town. A few holdouts remained, attempting to eke out a pathetic existence, but eventually, they too disappeared. Inspired by your example, Marcus eventually traveled across the Great Mountains to the east, searching for other refugees from the Master's army. You never heard from him again. Your help with Vault 15 launched the New California Republic's push to civilize its neighbors. Though there were many more obstacles to overcome, the NCR now had a foothold into the northern wastes. With the support of the New California Republic, the Vault 15 squatters soon became self-sufficient and productive members of society. With your aid, the deathclaws of Vault 13 became a thriving community. When the Vault could no longer hold their numbers, a peaceful campaign of expansion was launched to claim the surrounding lands. The Sidhe flourished, creating a botanical scourge on the radiation surrounding their beloved town. Though this vine could not grow in other soils, the Sidhe took care to nourish it in their lands. They continued to grow in strength and prominence, forming the basis of a new empire. As for the tanker vagrants, well, as vagrants do, they drifted on. The destruction of the Enclave erased all trace of President Richardson from history. Now the title of president is used simply as a boogeyman to frighten children.
Oh, there we have it. That is Fallout 2 Restoration Project.